Welcome to Talk with Nick again. Today I have Marta from Poland who is doing her PhD in Poland and is passionate about knitting, coffee, and studying microbes. So Marta, thank you very much for coming into show Talk with Nick.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me.
I'm really interested to talk with you because you are the first person that I'm talking from Poland. And I have no idea about how things work in Poland with relation in related to PhD and how the scholarship things work. So I will start my question with asking, like, what is the process of getting a PhD position in Poland?
So there is a recruitation process, right? So the recruitment is actually based on some topics that are somehow the idea is that supervisor gives out a topic that the university is somehow advertising, and you apply for a topic. You have to have already your MSc or whatever, master of whatever, right?
Okay.
So you cannot do your PhD with only a BSc.
Okay.
So you have to have your master's. And applying for this is just like applying for any studies, I believe. So you have to have some points from different, there is an interview, first things first, there is an interview. In the interview, you have the recruitment committee, and they ask you questions about why you want to do the PhD there and what is interesting about the topic that you chose. However, it's not like you have to do your PhD for the exact topic that you chose, because things can change later, and you don't have to start or stay forever with the same topic that you chose. You can change it. I believe there is a year that you can change it.
Okay.
So that's the most important. I think the recruitment process is also free of charge, and in general, normal studies like doctoral studies. Right now we have something called doctoral schools, which are not doctoral studies. For some reason, it's just a change of a name and a bit of change of the program of how it works. But yeah, in general, you have the doctoral schools, and you have to know that you apply for 4 years of doctoral studies. Like
okay, that's great. And do professors or the supervisors who are hiring PhD students ask for any specific requirement in your application? Like, do they expect students to have some sort of publications or some sort of relevant experience related to the PhD?
In case of the doctoral school, not really. Of course, if you have a publication or if you have any sort of achievement, it can give you more points. Because there is this point system. However, if it comes to the specific program, specific maybe position for a PhD student, which is from some sort of project, like a granted project, right? With some financial, some additional finances, yeah, for the PhD student. So if it comes to that, it works as for a job, as if you were starting for a job. So sometimes, yeah, they can expect you to have some publications or some experience in some field.
Well, that's quite interesting. So it could be same as a job if the funding is coming from some kind of an organization and funding is already secured. All right, that's an interesting one. Okay, I never thought like this because I'm an international student. If I am applying in international countries, so I always think as a study point of view, and I always think that the publications and all these things are kind of requirement to do the PhD. But like you said, that sometimes it could be just like a job. That's great.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
And what is the basic salary of a PhD student in Poland? Does it vary for position to position,
Oh
or
my
is it
God,
not?
yeah, it does vary. It does vary
Okay.
a lot. And so the thing is that we had these doctoral studies, which were different, and I'm still on the doctoral studies because I'm on my last year, and they ended in 2019, I believe.
Okay.
So in 2019, they introduced the doctoral schools, which have more money for PhD students, which have secured money for PhD students, because when I started, it wasn't even assured that the PhD student will get any money as a scholarship, right? Because what PhD students get is a scholarship here. It's the basic thing. And we can also get some additional money from grants and projects and other jobs and so on. So it varies. However, when I started, the financial part of it was not something that could attract PhD students, let's say.
Okay.
So I'm still not earning a lot, and really that's the part that I regret the most of my PhD, that I did not start my PhD in any actual grant project.
Okay.
Because I only got my scholarship for a long time, and that's not a lot of money. If you want to, the basic scholarship that you get in the doctoral studies that ended right now, it's a bit different. So but what I got was about, I guess, $350, if you would
Okay.
count it. Yeah.
Okay. And how much is it right now in the doctoral schools? Like you said, that now the funding is secure and there is money for the PhD
Yeah.
students. So how much a
Yeah,
PhD student will get in Poland now?
right now, PhD student would get, I think it's more or less $600,
Okay. All
and
right.
that's only for the first 3 years.
First 3 years.
Because yeah, first 2 years, and then they have something like mid, I don't know, mid studies, mid doctorate
Exam.
assessment. Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, if they pass, if everything's all right, they get like, I believe, 150% of that. So
Okay.
so
That's really nice.
that's even
Okay.
more. Yeah.
Okay. So it's
And
like a
that's,
performance-based salary.
yeah, it's quite okay. It's not maybe the big salary, but it's it can provide some living, right, in Poland.
How much is the
uh,
living expenses where you are living right now? How much does a room cost in Poland?
a room costs about 800 to 1000 zloty, which would be about I don't know, $200.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's just a room if you want to share a flat with someone, right? If you don't want to share a flat, it's of course more expensive. So for example, I live in a flat right now, which is actually the exact the rent is the exact same amount of money that I get from my scholarship. So
Okay. That must
there's
be
not much
challenging.
more
Yeah.
to live on. Yeah. So me and other people, we just do additional jobs and so on. We have our savings. That's how we go through the PhD. But right now it's a bit better. And also more grants, more, as far as I know, more people are only deciding to go for their PhD if there's any grant project. So.
All right. Very well said. Thank you very much for giving the clear description of how things work in Poland for the PhD and the salary. What I will